Do you know when you've been putting off something, like you put it off and you put it off and you put it off, and then you cannot put it off any longer? Well, I got to that point yesterday. I've had piles of clothing sitting in every bedroom of the house. They're clothes for my boys, and I just needed to sort them out. We'd recently visited my sister. She's got two older boys who are older than mine, and she passes clothes down to us. Now, we love hand me downs. We get hand me downs from friends and family for all of our kiddos, and they are super useful. But we knew we couldn't keep it all. Like, there was just way too much stuff, and we already have a lot of clothes for our boys. So I needed to sort through it. Now, I'd been really good when I first got the clothes. It was a mixture of regular clothes and fancy dress. I had an initial sort through, sorted out fancy dress stuff to go to a local store, sorted out clothing that we could put in our clothes recycling box, which is local to us. But out of the stuff that I kept to one side, I still need to go through it, work out like what is fitting my boys now, what needs to go in our loft in order to be saved for a future date for them to grow into, and maybe some stuff that we need to pass on as well, right? So in my boys' room, we have this Kallax unit behind me, and my boys have two cubes each. One is for their school clothes, one is for their play clothes. And then in the wardrobe, they have a set of drawers which has their undies, their pajamas, swimwear, and then they've got a drawer each for like their nicer clothes. So we have jeans, nicer t-shirts, polo shirts, that kind of thing. Okay, so we've got a system, it's all organized, but it's full. So first up, I took the clothes from my sisters and I sorted them into three piles. So a pile of stuff which is in my eldest current size, a pile of stuff which is in my 4-year-old's current size, and then an in-between pile. So in between those two sizes, ready for the 4-year-old to grow into. And we always have boxes in our loft of clothes for our kiddos to grow into. So the stuff that we've been handed down, it's not quite in their size, or it's not in the season, or whatever. So once I had sorted those piles out and stopped them from landsliding onto me, I then had a couple of jumpers on the floor. So these jumpers, I don't know if you have bought hype clothing for your kids, but my sister's like boys, they really like hype clothes. And so we get handed down quite a few of these items. They're really good quality and they're quite funky. The sizing is weird. The sizing is super weird, and I find that for a lot of it, it comes up really small. So, for example, my 4-year-old, who's nearly 5, is currently wearing an age 7 to 8 hype jumper, and it fits him perfect. And there's absolutely no way that my eldest would get his head through it. So, technically, these said size 7 to 8, and I took them down, tried it on my near 7-year-old, and they did actually fit well. So I could put them into the pile, because what I don't want to do is put stuff out for him to wear and then find it does not fit. Then I had a pair of pajamas there, which I put them straight away before I moved on to the next phase of the process. So now we've got our piles sorted. I'm going to go through my eldest's play clothes, and what I'm looking for is for stuff that he has grown out of that can be handed down to my middle child, to my 4-year-old. And I'm putting that in the growing into pile because he's not quite in that size yet. So we want to have stuff to grow into. And then anything which is like totally worn out, I can put to donate. So as well as like donating good clothes for people to wear, we can also recycle our textiles and our clothing. And there's like basically nothing that you can't do with fabric. So it all gets like mashed up, and it can be used for insulation. It can be used to like fill car doors, which I found like I had no idea that there's that kind of stuff in our car doors, but apparently that's so. So basically, always recycle clothing, fabrics, even if it's like totally mangled, loads of holes in it, covered with kids' paint, it can be used, okay? So do not put that kind of thing in your regular bin. I find that sorting through kids' clothes is like a never-ending job. I feel like I sort through their clothes and I get them all sorted out and ensure they have enough stuff and reorder the stuff that we've run out of and blah, 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 blah. And suddenly they have a growth spurt, or we get handed down stuff and need to find room for it, or whatever reason causes me to have to come back to the clothes. Like I feel like I'm sorting my kids' clothes out every 5 seconds. Like, can they stop growing, please? And can we stop getting more stuff in? So recently actually ordered more clothes for my eldest. And I don't regret that, even with the hand-me-downs. There were definitely things he needed. I got him some nice shirts for the summer. I got him some shorts. I got him some PJs. But yeah, they have plenty now. Like, we are definitely at the point where they all have plenty of clothes. We do not need anything else. So I say that as much of myself as for my sister, like, thank you very much. But for now, hold off, please. So now what I am doing is just putting away some things which I know I can immediately do. And if you saw me there, I was putting away some pajamas. We fold our kids' pajamas by putting the trousers down first, the top inside, and then we roll them up. So it is a set in a bundle, and you're never looking for the other half to the pajamas. And I have found that super useful. So now we've sorted out our piles, we've put some immediate things away. I want to go through the bulk of the play clothes. So getting out the play clothes and then sorting it into piles. So here, everything like the existing stuff and then the new stuff. And I'm checking sizes for anything like obvious it doesn't fit. And we're putting all the shorts together, all the joggers together, the t-shirts together, putting the jumpers together, and anything kind of miscellaneous items to one side. So we've got like some swimwear, we've got jeans, and jeans will go in the other drawers. We've got waterproof trousers, and that kind of thing is going to go to one side. So why I'm doing this is because I already know, like, I've got a lot of stuff, and I've got a lot of stuff which seems to be in current size. So we put it all into piles, then I can see, like, oh, I've got 12 pairs of shorts. Like, he doesn't need 12 pairs of shorts. So which ones are we going to get rid of? And we can see, from that, what are the smart shorts? What are the casual shorts? Like, how much do we have in each category? And I find this really useful when we know we do have a lot of stuff. So checking through, is this too small? Like, which in the case of these shorts, yes, they were. They were definitely a size too small. And then, like, actually taking stock of how much we had. So when I went through the shorts, I found that we had like 2 pairs of these like red chino-esque kind of shorts, 2 pairs of the navy ones. And actually in the end, I just kept both pairs of navy ones because I think that we will get a lot of wear out of those this summer. But yeah, just looking through them, like, how many joggers ones do we have? How many, like, of the beigey kind of chinos ones do we need? Well, we only need one. So I can make that decision because I can see the whole category. And this can be applied to various different things in your house. Once you can actually see it and it's all sorted together, I guess it's kind of like Marie Kondo's kind of style in a way. Like, she very much advocates for getting everything of like one category out together. So if you're sorting stationery and you have stationery scattered throughout your house, you've got some at your desk and some at your kids' desk, and you've got, some in an office area and some in the kitchen and some upstairs in the bedroom. Like, you would get all of it together in one place so that you can see it, and then you can make decisions, because like it's quite stark then, isn't it? Like, oh my goodness, I have 100 notepads. We don't need that many as a family. And then you can make a decision. But whereas if they're scattered around the house, it kind of doesn't look too bad. You've got 10 notepads over here and you've got 10 notepads over there. So this is ish what I'm kind of doing. But I'm also bearing in mind the space I have to put them away. So that's your container principle. So by that, I mean, if you choose a container, so in this case, we have 1 cube for play clothes. And then all of the play clothes we keep have to fit in that cube. So we can't keep any more in the current size. We're not going to pack any away into the cupboard, for example. We're not going to put them in a bag and hold on to them just in case, they grow out of everything or they scuff through all of their joggers, No, we have 1 cube and everything has to fit in it. And that does work well for me. We have quite a small house. I say quite a small house. It's perfectly fine for the 5 of us, but it's a 3-bedroom and terrace house for a family of 5. So we have to be careful that we don't keep too much stuff. And in the bedrooms in particular, they are quite small. So at this point, my timer had gone off. I'd set my timer for like half an hour. And I basically managed to sort through all of those clothes in that time. So I was really pleased with myself. And then I'm just getting out the stuff that we've sorted into our giving away and our pile and our kind of putting away in the loft for my younger son to grow into. And then I thought, you know what? I know that for my eldest school clothes, like I recently bought him some larger size trousers because he's had a growth spurt. And I did not get around to sorting out the ones that he had outgrown. And I keep the school clothes that are outgrown but still in a good condition in a separate like cube in our cupboard for them to grow into, as in for my younger son to grow into. And I thought, right, I need to sort these out because there have been a couple of occasions where I've pulled out the wrong size by accident. We want to make sure that all of his school clothes in this cube fit him currently. So while I'm like, in the zone, might as well carry on. And this happens to me so often that I think, I don't want to do something, I don't want to do any decluttering, and I don't have time to sort anything out. I set my timer, do the task in hand, and then I have, some more energy, or I'm like, oh, I'm here already, I might as well carry on. And this works well for me. So going through the school clothes, we also organize our school clothes in this cube in piles. So we have like a pair of trousers, a jumper, and a polo shirt together. So there are three like items together. We don't have like all of you know, the trousers together and all the jumpers together because you're going to be rifling through trying to find everything wherever it is. Once, they're packed away like this in sets, you can open up the cube, grab a set each day. And we find that saves us so much time in the morning when we are always rushing around. I don't want to make us out sound like we're a super organized family because we're totally not. Annoyingly, what I found then was I had forgotten a pile of clothes, which had been put on top of this little kind of caddy here. And we've got some shorts here for my eldest, which actually I was really relieved to find because when I've been going through his play clothes, I thought he didn't have that many pairs of shorts. But I'd bought some from Vinted. We like secondhand shopping. I'd bought some. I just hadn't put them away. So I put them away there, put them in the bottom of the box because we don't need those right now. And then I'm going to pack away the shirts. So in this cube, this is a cube of school clothes that I have to like hand down to my younger son. So I had also thought, my younger son is just like on the cusp of growing out of his trousers. So why don't I take this moment, take the opportunity to go through the hand-me-down box, see what we've got in the next size up for him, and then I can, try them on him, make sure they fit, which I did, and they did, and then relabel them with his name and get those packed away. And that meant I could declutter some more of the trousers. So the trousers that were in his drawer, I decluttered after I filmed this. So yeah, I actually managed to get through quite a lot. Given that I had earlier in that day ran a half marathon and was really tired, I'm so pleased to get this one done. And then I can start moving on to my next project, which is Project Loft. So I've got a couple of days working in London, super busy days, and then I'm going to on it. I want to get a bunch of stuff out of my loft so that I can start going through it. I can't get everything out of my loft because like, oh my goodness, it is absolutely full. And I will take some footage so you can see it. But I think getting it down in like stages so that I don't want to be going in the loft every day. So I'm going to get through a bit more than I need for like one day, if that makes sense. And then spend as much time as possible sorting it out until I feel like the loft, it's almost like, the loft is out of sight. You don't have to worry about it. But equally, there will come a time in the future where we might want to move, and I don't want to have to be doing a massive declutter then. And so, yeah, it's time to sort it out. But for this particular project, I feel like it came together very well. I managed to get rid of a lot of stuff, which will be recycled. Everything will be recycled. We moved some stuff. So I had realized there were jumpers hanging up that my sons were not wearing because we don't look for jumpers in the hanging space. We look for them in the play clothes drawer. So I put them where they should be. And there were a couple of other things that my middle child had grown out of, which I think my daughter will be able to wear. I'm kind of sad to put these winter shirts away, which really, I don't think they'll wear them again. And I should have just packed them away in the loft, but there. So this pile is all the stuff which is going to be recycled, which I'm really pleased with. There's a lot there, and it's all good stuff that can be worn by somebody else. So nothing will go to waste. Then we have all these school trousers, which I labeled and put away, and then all this stuff is going in the loft to grow into from other kids. I will see you in the next one. Bye.